Hello, and thank you for taking a moment to watch this PhoneBurner training. And on this training, I'm going to show you how you can add the power of PhoneBurner to any custom module within your Zoho UI, allowing you and your organization to power through your calls at a rate of 60 to 80 calls per hour. Now, if you haven't done so already, I'd highly recommend that you watch the videos on how to install the PhoneBurner extension into your Zoho Org first. That will add the ability to dial from the leads and contacts module. Now, once you've done that, if you want to add the option to dial from additional modules, like here, I've got a custom module here called customers. Let's say you wanted to add the option to be able to power dial through these records at a rate of 60 to 80 dials an hour using the PhoneBurner power dialer. That's what we're going to do right now. So make sure you stay tuned. You're going to need to take some notes because I'm going to show you how to do it. You're going to actually have to do it. So let's get into it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go to our setup section, and we're going to go to modules and fields. From the modules and fields, we're going to go down to our custom modules, and we're going to edit the module that we want to add the button to, add this option to. Once there, we're going to click on links and buttons, and we're going to add a new button. And of course, you can name the button whatever you want. I'm going to name it Launch Session in this particular example. And then let's go ahead and add a quick little description. After you enter the description, the next section here, where would you like to place the button? This is an important piece here. So you're going to click on this menu, and you're going to choose List View Mass Action Menu. So you're going to add this to the List View Mass Action menu. And then that'll bring up a new option. What action would you like the button to perform? We're going to set that to Invoke a URL. That's going to open up this Construct Your URL box. And I'm going to show you the URL that you need to put in there. So your URL is going to look something like this. However, where it says Zoho_module equals, this is going to be your module name, the plural name that you gave your module when you created it. Zoho target IDs equals module plural name, and then the module singular name before ID. If you don't remember what those are, let me show you how you can get those. So we're going to go ahead and open up the setup page in a new window. We're going to go to modules and fields. Go down to our customers module, and we're going to click on rename. Here you'll see the plural form of the module name and the singular form of the module name. So you're just going to use these two names right here, 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 and here. Everything else is going to stay the same. And then the next option is, where do you want to show the content of the button actions? You can do new tab, new window, existing tab. I recommend either new tab or new window, but you can choose whichever option you would prefer. And then which profiles should see this button? We're going to go ahead and save that. And we have now added this button to our custom module. Let's go ahead and cancel out of this one, and let's go back to our custom module, customers. Select our records and launch session. So remember, we named the button launch session. It's now there. If I click on that, it'll take those records that I just selected, those 10 records, and queue them up in my dial session. And now I can start powering through my calls at a significantly faster rate. So let's go ahead and start dialing. So here you'll see my contact is being called, Sally Prospect. There she is right there, Sally Prospect. So we're calling her. If I click no answer, moves on to the next phone number. No answer, moves on to the next phone number. Let's say this one goes to voicemail, and then we're off to the last phone number. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it here for a second. And there's a couple things that I want to point out before we go any further. In order for the system to call the phone numbers associated with these records, the fields that you create to store those phone numbers within that module must be labeled a certain way. So let me show you what I mean. So we're going to go back to Setup, and we're going to go to Developer Space APIs. Here we're going to click on API names, and we're going to go to our customers module. Let's go down and find all of our phone numbers. So here's a phone number, here's a phone number, here's a phone, here's a phone. So there's our four phone numbers, right? There, and there. These labels, these names right here are the important names. They need to be named either phone, other underscore phone, mobile, or home underscore phone. If you name them anything else, those phone numbers will not be added to the dialing section in the dial session window. They will, however, be added as custom fields, so you'll see them show up here. They're just not going to be dialable automatically through the dialer. So those custom fields need to have an API name that matches one of these four options that you see here: phone, other underscore phone, mobile, and home underscore phone. Very important that they're labeled that way. Now let's jump back over to our customers. Let's open up Sally Prospect here. What you'll see is as you're making these calls, every call that you make will automatically get logged back to Zoho. Call outcomes will also be logged back to Zoho. So as you're making those calls, everything that you're doing is automatically logging back to Zoho. One other thing that I'd recommend whenever you're starting to dial from a custom module is do at least one sample call, one test call to a contact that has all of the custom fields completely filled out that you most care about. Because our system needs to rely on the data that it's receiving from these custom fields in order to configure that custom field properly within the PhoneBurner UI. So if we jump back over here to our dial session, you see here how its first purchase is a date field. This will get configured properly if the very first record that you call from that custom module that has data in that custom field is configured as a date. If it's blank, then our system will just create a text field, and it's not going to be an easy UI for you to deal with when you're making calls. So just make sure that when you add the PhoneBurner functionality to a custom module, that you do one test call, at least one test call, to a contact or a record in this particular case, a record that has all of the fields filled out with the appropriate kind of data, so that when the PhoneBurner system creates those fields for you on our system, they can be properly configured, either as a text, checkbox, or a date field. Those are the three types that we create automatically based off of fields that come over from Zoho. If you're looking for more detailed information regarding custom fields and PhoneBurner and Zoho, you'll want to watch that video. There's another video that you can watch that is specifically about custom fields and how they interact with PhoneBurner. So make sure you take a quick watch on that video. And that's it. That's how easy it is for you to add the PhoneBurner functionality, the ability to power dial through your records in a custom module within Zoho. I hope this training has been helpful for you so that you and your team can start getting more done in less time using the power of PhoneBurner. Thanks again, and happy dialing.